say. Hello, it's Nathan, and I practiced my speech with my mom. So, yeah. Graffiti is a subject that probably everyone has a stance on, whether they realize it or not. In all technicality, it is illegal. But why is it that way? Why is this form of a creative outlet considered a crime? While I cannot change the law, and I'm certainly not encouraging you to break it, I believe that graffiti should not be a crime and it should be considered its own form of art instead of vandalism. Graffiti is everywhere. There's a good chance that if you take a walk outside in a city or near any buildings, you'll find some. It's on stores, it's on trains, bridges, and just any walls you can find. If there's a blank area near a city on a wall, it's pretty much an open canvas for a graffiti artist. Let me cover why I believe that graffiti is and should be its own form of art. A major reason why many people create graffiti is for decoration. It's able to completely change up the look of a city or an area and give it character. It splashes color onto an otherwise boring picture. It essentially gives the city its own personality to set it apart from being just another endless gray landscape of buildings. Going off of this, usually the artists responsible for these creations do so locally. In a way, graffiti can tell the story of the people that live in this one area. This, if kept preserved, can be somewhat of a historical piece even for the location that it's at, as newer people can join in and add on to this history at any time. Graffiti is not easy. It takes time, hard work, and effort, and the artists that create it don't get enough credit for that. They're going out of their way to share a piece of themselves and express that publicly. Since graffiti is illegal, there's also an element of risk being put into play. Artists have to be subtle and sneak around to make sure that they don't get caught. This in turn adds a layer of rawness and authenticity to the work that isn't found in other mediums. Having no restrictions lets them use their work to talk about any number of topics, controversial or not. For example, one major artist to do this is Banksy. He is a famous London-based graffiti artist who is well known for his controversial artwork about violence and politics. He has gained a net worth of $50 million based off of these famous works. He's able to create whatever he wants with no rules or people holding him back. He remains anonymous for his own safety so he doesn't get arrested, but people still admire his work every time a new piece pops up out of nowhere. It's because of this controversial form of art that he is so popular, that he's able to be where he is now. And this perfectly shows how much potential graffiti has as an art medium. There are two quotes by Banksy that I feel summarize this idea very well. The first one being this: some people become cops because they want to make the world a better place. Some people become vandals because they want to make the world a better looking place. This quote displays the positivity that can be spread from these creative works of art. While many people make graffiti just for fun, some people want to do it to spread a positive message. It also displays Banksy's somewhat cheeky nature that he uses in his works. The other quote by him goes as follows: "Graffiti is one of the few tools you have if you have almost nothing. And even if you don't come up with a picture to cure world poverty, you can make someone smile." This brings up another big point for why graffiti is so versatile. Anyone can do it and practice to get better and better. And even if it's not something amazing, it can still bring people joy. While graffiti in itself certainly has a stigma surrounding it, it has become more and more popular over the years. People are starting to recognize its expressive nature and personality for what it really is. Many cities, including Richmond, have done several commissions for street art. So artists that are skilled in this field have legal way to represent these emotions. This street art itself has the same advantages of graffiti that can liven up cities and add personality that wouldn't be there otherwise, but without, of course, breaking the law. Artists can also gain awareness from this as they're often credited next to their work, so people know where to find them. I believe that while this may not have the same impact and risk of graffiti, it's a great compromise and still develops the ideals that graffiti artists strive to create. Having said all this, I hope you all keep an open mind to this style of art, that even though it's illegal, there's still certain beauty to it and rawness that is unlike any other form of art. It takes just as much skill as any other piece that belongs in a museum. So graffiti should absolutely be held to the same caliber as these other mediums of art.